In fact, let's get in our technical experts then and chat a little bit about the overall setup. Samit, let's get in your views then. Facing resistance around the 8600 level for sure, but now even 8550 is posing as a threat. What's your call?
Good afternoon. If you look at the directional view, the trend remains positive when it is a buying opportunity. However, yes, psychologically there's a strong resistance at 8600, but slowly, steadily we expect Nifty to move towards its important highs of 8655, which we believe is likely to come in next few sessions. However, we might see some consolidation happening. 8500 now stands as a very strong support. This momentum is likely to be intact so long as Nifty holds its 8500 on a closing basis. If we see Nifty slipping below 8500 and sustaining below that particular level, then we might see some corrective move towards say 8420, 8400. But any dip would be a buying opportunity as we expect Nifty to surpass 8600, 8650 quite soon.
Samit, what stock strategies are looking good to you then?
Since last 3 days, we have seen individual stocks doing well on both sides, long as well as short. We have a long call on CEAT. We have been seeing good traction in the entire tire space since last few days. Apollo Tyre did well after bouncing from the levels of 153, 154. Now CEAT certainly looks good after consolidation of nearly 5 to 6 trading session. The stock has given a breakout from a resistance of 880, 882 with decent rise in volumes. We expect this momentum to extend. 943 would be our immediate target, and it can be bought by keeping a strict stop loss at 855. Our other call would be a short call on Century Textiles. If we look at the daily chart structure, the stock is clearly struggling around 680, 690 marks since last few days. 660 would act as a very strong support, but looking at the overall chart structure, we expect the stock to slide below 660. So any bounce from current level would be a very good shorting opportunity, keeping a strict stop loss at 681, and we expect a near-term target of 645, 640 in Century.
Okay, let's bring on board Mubina then and chat about the big buzzers in trade. And Mubina, first, the disappointers. It's got to be Oil India today. That's the biggest laggard.
Oh yes, and that it is from the word go. This after papers and reports suggested that the royalty on onshore crude production will be on gross realizations rather than net. So that itself means that, you know, the royalty figures that these companies, onshore production companies, post will be higher now. And also realizations will be retrospectively taxed for onshore with effect from Feb 2014. Now Citi says that the incremental impact for ONGC would be negligible, just at about 0.3% of the share price. But Oil India is something that's going to be considerably impacted by this one, almost 3 to 7% of the share price. So this increase in royalty is certainly a negative for Oil India, and you can see the stock reacting to that.
Okay, that's a view on Oil India. Samit, come in on the stock.
Oil India seems to be in a very strong trend since last couple of months. It's been maintaining its high top higher bottom formation on daily as well as weekly chart structure. Yes, after a decent rally, we are seeing some consolidation or minor profit booking from higher levels. This stock can slide towards 355, 350, but we believe that any dip towards 350 would be a very strong buying opportunity.
Okay, that's a view coming in on Oil India. Next up in the pharma space, Mubina, Spark in focus.
Oh yes, Spark has in fact signed an agreement with Sun Pharma licensing pact for levetiracetam ER, and it will receive an upfront payment of $10 million from Sun Pharma on account of this licensing pact that has been signed. Now it is also eligible for milestone payments and royalties from future sales of the drug. Now levetiracetam is of course something that has significant potential. That's what analysts have been saying, and on the back of that, you are seeing Spark react positively to this trade.
Okay, let's analyze then the prospects of Sun Pharma on the charts. And Samit, how would you analyze the charts for this one? Sun Pharma? We seem to have snapped that line, but Gaurav Bisai is also with us. Gaurav, how are you mapping the charts of Sun Pharma? Relative strength of late by some of these pharma majors?
I would say that selectively they are good. So Sun Pharma and Spark, I think they should be doing well from here. Sun Pharma, something like 820, 830 cannot be ruled out. 760 seems to be very good support in a very near term. So that is something on my radar. You can expect some more rally coming in Spark from here. So even that is on my radar. So, and you don't have to have a very large stop losses. But if you ask me overall pharma space, then I think that would not be going in a tandem. So something like Aurobindo Pharma is looking weak, as candidate for me. Below 915, 920, Wockhardt Pharma would start to look negatives and more shorts would be seen getting built. So one has to be very cautious. It's not the entire sector will do well, but selectively they will be doing really good.
Right. Mubina, tell us about Mastech as well. Why is that buzzing?
Well, a result reaction on that one. The Q1 results have come out and it's actually pretty good. Top line has grown 4.7%, EBITDA as well. Very strong growth of it from 1.3 crore rupees to 7.3 crore rupees, which has of course led to a 400 basis point expansion when it comes to margins. But what's disappointing has been the bottom line. It has degrown by 39% sequentially at 3.6 crore rupees versus 5.9 crore rupees. Management says that of course it is because of the bottom line has been impacted due to an increase in one-time tax expenses. The performance, however, all in all has been led by financial services business, and apart from that, there is more of a long-term risk that poses for Mastech, and that is in the form of Brexit, because remember that the impact of Brexit will be seen on the top line going forward, as 95% of the company's business comes from UK. So that is something that's a major negative for Mastech.
Okay, that's the view coming in on some of those movers and shakers. Gaurav, in the meantime, walk us through some of your trading strategies.
Well, I have two buy recommendations. One is a large cap name of Asian Paints. Good amount of long positions, swing high, breakout on daily charts. Everything seems to be well for the stock. It can move towards 1085 levels. One can have a small surplus of 1020 and go long in it. Secondly, buy on Castrol Industries, Castrol India. It has seen good amount of long positions. Again, this is another stock to see a strong breakout on daily charts. 410 is the level from where we have seen on multiple occasions there has been reversal. So after a long period of consolidation, the stock seems to be coming out of this range. Volume participation is quite robust, so I would recommend going long. Have a stop loss of 400, play for hours of 430.
Okay, good chatting with you then, Samit, as well as Gaurav. Let's also talk about